Everybody, welcome back to MAPOP Sports. This is Grandy. If this is your first time here, welcome. Appreciate you guys checking out the channel. If everybody else is returning, appreciate you guys checking back in on me. So hopefully everybody's having a good start to the week. Over the weekend, I think I mentioned in yesterday's video, I had a really good weekend. This week started off yesterday not so good. It's been really slow. So that's the ebbs and flows of sports card selling. So there you guys go on that end. So today, just, I figured I'd talk a little bit because yesterday was a super positive note, what I love about the hobby and everything. But today I definitely want to talk about, because I do have a lot of people who are like, dude, you sell sports cards for a living. That must be so much fun. It's so exciting, so easy. And, I'll be the first to tell you, it's not all glitz and glamour, okay? Don't get me wrong, I love it. I love what I do. I love doing this. Obviously, you guys see in the video yesterday. But there's also little things I've learned over the past several months of selling sports cards full time, is that it can get mundane. It can get really, there's moments where it's just like, boring. Like, it's just like, what the hell, right? It's just like any other career job that you pick. There's moments where it's just like, it's like dragging ass. Okay, that's what we call it, right? I feel like sometimes when you're like pricing cards, or I'm uploading, cards, just doing the Excel stuff, I guess you say, in the program, it can get mundane. So what do I normally do to I break it up a little bit, guys? So that's why. In previous videos, I tell you guys, I break it up. I do from scanning, packaging, listing, sourcing. I try to break it up into those four, items, or I guess you can say, parts that I spend a lot of my time on. After an hour of scanning, it gets really, I'm telling you guys, it's tedious. It gets to a point where it's tedious. It's cool to scan, but it gets tedious. So that's why I only do it for maybe an hour, 2 hours at most. Then I take a break, and then I go into the packaging stuff. So then when I do the packaging, mailing, all that stuff, I do that for maybe another 2 hours. You gotta switch it up a little bit. And then after that, I go back to uploading, listing the cards for pricing and all that stuff. And then after 2 hours of that gets boring, because you got to understand, you're looking up comps, or you're pricing dollar cards. It gets to a point where after a couple hundred, you're like, you just want to stab yourself in the eye, right? I get it. It happens. So it's not all glitz and glamour. So those are the the times where it gets a little tedious. And then the sourcing, people think it's just easy. Oh, you're looking to buy shit. If you've never been a supply chain, just looking to buy stuff is not always exciting, guys. You gotta look for the best deals. You gotta try and source it out. You try to contact your contacts, trying to get the best deals, trying to negotiate. It's not always fun. There's guys who want the best bang for their buck, so they price it very high, and you try to get it at a reasonable cost to where it's feasible for you to make a little bit of money. There's a lot of work into it, guys, and it's not all, like I said, it's not all just fun and games and selling sports cards, buying card for $1, selling it for $3. It's not always that way. It doesn't always work that way. And then a lot of times I figured out that, okay, if I just do straight baseball cards, it gets a little boring. So you switch it up. That's the one thing I definitely learned, that switch it up to baseball. I do a little bit of football. I mix it up. After I do a small lot of this, I do a small lot of maybe some hockey, or a small lot of race car or MMA. Switching it up, I feel like it definitely helps your focus, your mind, because if you're just doing straight, let's just say 300 cards of straight football, if you just do that all day, every day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, whatever the case is, it gets to a point where it gets that way. So switch it up. Maybe do some basketball. Do a lot of basketball. This is what I've definitely learned. I feel like it engages me more is that I do a lot of football, I do a lot of basketball, then I go do a lot of baseball, then come back. You just keep changing it up, because especially when it gets to the point where you're pricing stuff out, if you're pricing straight football for like 2 hours straight, it drives you nuts, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, as much as I love football, as much as I love sports, it'll drive you nuts. So my thoughts are maybe do 20 cards through 30 cards of football, then swap it out to 20, 30 cards of basketball. Change it up a little bit. Seeing different sports, it really helps. Because this is the thing. This is what I've come to notice and find out. People who are looking to do this, full-time gig or just, really grind, is that it gets tedious and they slowly drop off under production. I think that's like any other career you guys do, right? When you first do your job or you get a new job, you love it. You're like, oh, it's exciting, new stuff you're learning all the time. A couple months into your new job, maybe even a year into your new job, you feel like it's the same shit over and over and over. Then your production starts to drop. That's the biggest thing I've noticed in any type of career or business, that whether it's my own production or I see others who have been working for a specific company for so long, their production starts to drop off once they get bored or it becomes tedious. And that's why I try to find ways to make this fun. I come up with new ideas to try to implement my processes, whether it's my packaging processes, my listings, all that stuff. I try to change it up to make it not so mundane, not so tedious. That's why I change from sport to sport, so that way my production stays the same. I have my goals. I told you guys this on a daily basis, what I'm trying to reach every day of listing, and then trying to source and all that stuff out. So trying to hit that goal every day, I have to change it up so it doesn't become tedious. So I still enjoy this. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I wouldn't change this for the world at the moment. And as I said, at the moment, I don't know if I want to still be loving this in another year. Who knows? I hope I do. But what I do know from my experience of being in the corporate world is that I have to change things to not make it tedious and not to make it mundane. That's why I do this for YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Is that it engages me into this industry, engages me into this job, into this business and career, so that I don't get bored. I try to come up with new ideas. I try to implement new things. Because that way my production level will always stay on point and hopefully increase. I'm hoping, like I said, in the next couple months, I'm able to increase my production daily. I know I was saying 200 to 300. I want to try and see if I can increase that to 300 to 400 a day. Can I do 300 to 400 cards a day? I hope so. I don't. It's if I can figure it out to be faster and more efficient, yeah, why not, right? And then also just to make it more fun, try to come up with new ideas, and so that, like I just said, my production doesn't drop off. So, and that's the thing I try to tell everybody, is that people always ask me, I have family members like, what, how's business going? Is this so much fun? With you had the Super Bowl going on, you have baseball coming up, you got basketball, the playoffs and all stuff. You're going to be selling cards left and right. It doesn't work that way. I don't, a lot of people who aren't in the industry, it just doesn't work that way. They don't quite understand that it is work. It can be tedious. It can be to a point where you kind of want to just quit. I don't want to be at that point. I've been, like I said, I've had a lot of career jobs that I've taken and done, and I have enjoyed at the beginning, but learned to hate it at the end. And I don't want this to be it. So you got to change it up. You got to figure it out. You got to find different niches that you can do. And I think right now, like I said, by changing it up, doing different things at different times throughout the day, makes it not so mundane, not so tedious. And I think that's been good. And then, like I said, change up the sports and the lots, and then just do different things. Try different avenues, different ways to sell. Like I said, right now I currently just focus primarily on the eBay store, which, don't forget, check it out. I'll put the link in the description. Every little bit helps me, guys. But I'm looking to expand. I used to do Whatnot. I might go back to that, but I'm looking to actually pile up my inventory, because hopefully by mid-year this year, I'm going to be doing more card shows in person. I like those. I definitely engage in, talking to people, meeting people in the hobby, selling sports cards to people who are collectors. And I'm hoping to be able to do that by mid to end of this year again, because I haven't been a dealer at a card show in almost a year now, so it's coming up on a year. So I want to get back into it. I loved it. I miss it a bit, but like I was telling you guys before, I wanted to make sure I get my eBay store up to par, so that it's sustainable on its own. And then I can take a weekend off to go do a card show, and prepare for that card show and enjoy it at the same time. So that's going to make it fun. I think doing card shows coming up this year, I'm excited to get back into the groove of that. And then who knows, like I said, I might go back to Whatnot, and then hopefully towards the end of the year, if I can expand to whether it's CompC or other platforms to sell sports cards, to keep it engaging, keep it entertaining, keep it fun, and keep it, in a way growing. And that's the biggest thing. If you can grow your business and at the same time make it fun, I think that's a good thing. So that's what I'm looking to do. So there you guys go. Hopefully you guys got a little bit out of that. It's not always glitz and glamour. However, it is fun if you make it. It's as entertaining as much as you make it. I guess you can say. And at the end of the day, it's still your business. It's still my business. So I'm trying to make it where my production never falls off. I enjoy it every day. There's gonna be moments that it can be stressful. However, you got to figure it out. You got to grind through it. Everybody's saying it's a grind. It is a grind, but you got to figure it out to make that grind somewhat as bearable as possible, but also, keep it fun, lighthearted. I guess that's what I'm looking to do and trying to do every day. So other than that, man, if you guys like this stuff, feel free to subscribe. Others who have not subscribed, and we have plenty of those. I was looking at some of the analytics. There's a lot of people who come in. Hey, I appreciate you guys actually just watching the video all the way through. As I mentioned before, make sure to check out the eBay store. Most of my cards, if not all, it's the best offer. So feel free to make an offer. I'll respond to you guys on that. Every little bit helps us and helps this channel, helps me. So other than that, man, hopefully you guys have a good rest of the week. Let's get there. Other than that, till next time, guys.